are, sir.
Ignition.
Yep. And then if you start the car for me. Leave it on. Perfect. We're out on a first drive video in the 1963 Ford Consul Capri. We're with the owner and he is going to tell us about how the car runs and drives. So sir, when you're ready, if you could tell us about the engine.
The engine's a 1500 pre-crossflow. It's quite new. It probably hasn't done 1,000 miles since it was reconditioned. And basically, you can hear it, it's running absolutely beautiful. It's a perfect car, there's nothing wrong with the car. As you can feel now, it's like driving almost a brand new car. It's all been completely restored, new headlining, new carpets. It's got this gear stick, which is a what they call a remote stick. It wasn't an original part of the car, but everything about the car works.
So how's the gear stick changing gears?
Oh, absolutely superb. The only thing is I've got a dodgy shoulder, and you have to lift the stick to get it to go over and into reverse, and that's the only issue with it.
Okay.
It's just a lovely driver. And if it wasn't for the fact that it doesn't get used enough, I wouldn't be selling it.
Yeah. How's the brakes and the suspension then?
The brakes, I've just reconditioned all the brakes. It's got new master cylinders, new master cylinder, and it's had all the wheel cylinders on the front. It's got disc brakes. Everything's been taken off and cleaned and put back on again, and that's all perfect. And all the other thing that I will tell you is it'll have an MOT on it, a new MOT. It hasn't had one on it for the last couple of years because I just haven't used it. So it's gonna have a new MOT. But it drives lovely. It drives absolutely superb.
Cool. And the suspension?
Suspension, hell, you can feel that yourself. There's nothing wrong with the suspension. It bends and flows as it should. But it's just a pleasure to drive, really. A bit hard on because it's got these here. Apparently they're meant to be Lotus wheels, 5.5 Js, I believe they call them. I don't know too much about it, but it does make the steering a little bit harder. If the wheels were a little bit thinner, I'm sure they'd be a lot easier to drive. But that's only when you're parked. Once you're driving along the road, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Anything else that you wanted to add about the car, maybe? Or?
Well, it's hard to say, really, because it's been a pleasure to have it. We bought it back in 2016, I think I bought it. But it just hasn't got its use. It wants to go out and it wants to drive, and you know, everything about it works. And as you can see, the temperature at the moment is nothing. The oil pressure is very good over here. The amp meter doesn't work, but that's no big deal. Yeah, it's just a great car. Like I say, there's no knocks, no noises, no bangs, nothing at all. It's just a superb motor car, and I'm sure the people that will buy it, hopefully someone will buy it and use it for what it's for.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get enough use, and you can't have these old cars and not take them out. They've got to be driven. It doesn't matter when you drive them. You can drive them in the winter, you can drive them in the summer. It just doesn't matter. They will drive all the time. They were built in the 60s. We had worse weather in the 60s than what we have now. And these old cars still started and drove. So I can't think of anything else. There's nothing on it that doesn't work. All the windows work, winders are all good. The indicators, lights, rear lights, brake lights. Brakes are on the button, heater works, radio works. It's got a couple of speakers in the back. The aerial is in the boot. There's also a fire extinguisher in the boot as well. What else? I've changed the engine. I haven't had to change any wheel bearings or anything like that. No, it's, speedo works. Just everything works. It's just a, sound buy. Anybody who buys it is buying a sound motor car, and it's very pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
We get lots and lots of people that sort of acknowledge you when you're going down the road.
Yeah.
I belong to the club. It's always a good thing to join the clubs, because if you want anything, 9 times out of 10 they've got it, which is important when you're owning a classic car. But yeah, it's a lovely car. I don't think I can say any more about it. Come and buy yourself a lovely car if you want to use it for the summer. Fantastic.
Cool, excellent. Thank you for that, sir. Much appreciated.